Thank you. Just please state your name and address, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. Well, not really 3 minutes, a few minutes to speak.
Okay. I'm struggling under this seat. I need to lose a couple of pounds. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Christopher Fulton. I humbly serve as the athletic director of Windsor Public Schools. I also live in Windsor, 40 Stratford Court, and I'm here to talk about the appropriation for O'Brien Stadium's field. As the athletic director, I oversee, I should say, a lot of the activities that go on that field, and we need a turf field. I think I had a conversation with a couple of people right here in the room. I would even sit here and say we probably need 2 turf fields. We know that's not going to happen, but the one will suffice and will be needed. It's necessary for competition. It saves us time from games when it's raining. We know that there's some conversation around the health that comes along with the pellets that might go in the field. We know that as people who are here to make sure that we keep our environment and our kids safe, particularly our kids in my case, that if we knew that definitively that there was something going on with those pellets, that we would not put our kids on that field. And so that now that we don't know that definitively, we look to try to make sure that we continue along that same line of putting down the turf field, of making sure that kids are on a competitive edge, is up to date. Some of the schools that we participate against have several turf fields. We know that our coaches, and some of the coaches are here tonight, we fight every day for that turf field, particularly because it does create a natural feel for what they're going to look for when they go out and play against these other teams. We have 27 varsity teams. We have about 9 programs that use that field in the fall, and about another 5 or 6 that use it in the spring. We don't typically use it in the winter, but it's always busy. And I bet if you brought Parks and Recreation in here, because we typically work closely with them, we have middle school programs that use it in particularly as well. So it gets a lot of usage. And putting grass down, I'm not sure how the town would keep grass viable to play upon. I know I'm jumping around, but it's important for our kids. It's important for us and for our programming that we make sure that we put this turf back down next summer. We already have the plans. We have already talked to the contractors. We've already gotten all these things together. So we look forward to making sure that our kids have the best possible playing surface out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Oh.
Sorry. Good evening. My name is Brandon Jubry, 34 Jubry Drive, Windsor. So I'm here just to offer support and echo Mr. Fulton's comments about the turf field. So I run a youth flag football program. We use the turf field extensively. I'd like to think that it provides a nice addition to the to the activities that are already offered in town. But I can say firsthand that the turf field is a huge positive. I agree with Chris. There could be use for another turf field in town, if we're being honest. So I think at least as far as operator of the youth flag program in town, the turf field offers a great space for the activity to happen, rain or shine. It's allowed us to bring in outside, or I'll say local businesses like a food truck or a hot dog truck, and other vendors will come to the field. I don't know that that's possible without that space in town, and I can tell you we've I've personally been asked to bring the league to other towns that do have a turf field. I've turned them down. I've been a lifelong resident for the most part of Windsor, so I do enjoy doing it here in town. So I would just like to say personally, as a resident here, as someone who's running a youth program, that the amenity of the turf field is a huge positive, at least for my organization and as a resident here. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Rick Hazelton. I'm here for another reason tonight, but I'm glad I was here for this. I was the athletic director at Trinity College for 28 years, and we built fields like this. We have football fields, which also are used as men's lacrosse. We have a field hockey field, which also used for women's lacrosse. We have a baseball field and a softball diamond, and we have other regular grass fields. It's the best thing we've ever done, especially when we're landlocked, and so I think you should support this if you have the money. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, I don't see anyone else stepping forward. Oh, if you're coming forward, sir, you can.
Good evening, everyone. My name is O'Shady Darren. I live in the town of Windsor. I'm at Yank Avenue. I'm part of the boys program of soccer. Soccer is a big part of Windsor, and adding another turf will help a lot. Will also be a positive enforcement on the kids. And that's it.
Thank you. All right, well, that concludes okay.
Paul Brocksterman, 13 Cleary Lane. I'm part of the high school football coaching staff. We need two. One really isn't enough when you think about the number of sports, and not just at the high school sports, but the community sports. It is almost, I can't think of how we would do it if we had turf fields. I mean, I'm hearing that there are complaints about the soccer field that was redone over at Sage, that football is using it too much. But if you look at the practices, it's mostly soccer. And there are ruts in it and all, because the nature of you've got 30 kids, and then the next team comes up and you've got another 30 kids who are practicing in the same place. We'd be playing in the mud bowl. And I can rattle off 12 districts that have at least two, some have more. And some are devoted to like a park where they've got a field and beyond the high school, if you will. But I don't know how you do it with this amount of participation with grass fields. You can, but you wouldn't like the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you. Yes, I was going to say
Good
Coach of the
evening,
Week. He was Coach of the Week, absolutely.
Rob Fleeting, 2 Lighthouse Hill Road. Thank you guys for letting me speak tonight. I think the turf field is definitely needed. It definitely allows us to have enough traffic on that field. I know that for the football team, when we get on that field, when we get on the field, we're filled with pride and joy. Every Friday night when we have games, I'm proud to be a Windsor resident. And I'm proud to be the head coach of the football team. And every time a coach leaves, or when they arrive, they say, wow, what a wonderful place this is. And that helps us to get kids out. That helps us to keep kids, from doing negative things and staying around adults who are positive and being role models to them. Is one of the great things about the town of Windsor. I always talk with athletic director Fulton, and one of the things he said that I never realized, he said one of the greatest things about the athletic director at Windsor High School is that we have a campus. You know, we have a campus where all our kids are together, and every kid that's after school want to be on the turf field every day. And I couldn't imagine us not having a turf field. Like, you know, we go down to New Canaan every year. New Canaan probably has like 3 or 4 or 5 turf fields. Darien, the same thing, you know. And we recently got ranked #1 in the state as a football program. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe we'll get more turf fields. But I just want to thank you guys for what you guys do for us. Have a good night.
Thank you. All right. So I believe that everyone has spoken. So this concludes the public hearing for this evening. Counselors, I'm going to give us a 3-minute break, so weird time like 7:36 if you need to do something, and then we'll start right back up. Well, that clock is saying something different. So per that clock, we'll begin at 7:40. I was looking at my computer clock. All right. So at 7:40, we'll reconvene for our town council meeting for October 21st. Thank you.